Hello Capricorn, welcome to your reading with me, Cindy. Capricorn, we are getting messages from the angel ones. Whoa, wait a second. Wow, all right then. So we're getting messages from the ancient ones. So I kind of paused there because as soon as I picked up this card, like I started getting a download for you guys. It's funny because often in my readings, I'm not gonna say it's every Capricorn, but there's something significant about, I think, the people who come to my channel and watch the Capricorn readings where I get kind of like these witchy, wizardy energies, like very ancient energy. Yo, y'all, like you have a connection here. I feel like some of you might even, some of these might be ancestral energies for you guys as well. Some of you may even serve as ancient ones when you're not having a human life experience, like you're not incarnated at a specific point in time. Interesting. Some of you are very familiar with the ancient ones, I'm hearing. So let's see what they got to say to you. This is almost like a family discussion, Capricorn. So we're going to look at your spiritual success and activation in these readings this week. Going to look at the area of your life you are disheartened about or feel the most blocked in. How this block is shaping the course of your life, and what can you activate in your life right now, and how can you move away from your worries. So I'm going to do that with my Animal Spirit Oracle deck, and then I have my Shadowscape Tarot. And we'll see. God, deck. Okay. Capricorn. Messages from their family. The ancient ones. Spiritual success and activation. All right, the area of your life you feel disheartened about or the most blocked in. Transformation is beautiful. Well, that's interesting. It's kind of funny, this. It's kind of like something coming up here about some of you are feeling a little bit weathered. I'm going to say that. Like weathered in terms of, you know, you've gone through some hard points in life. You wear the wrinkles, you have the gray hair. There's something here about, like, you know, maybe not feeling beautiful in the transformation process right now. Not feeling, maybe you've gone through a big transformation and you're like, I'm not really feeling uplifted. I'm not feeling like this butterfly that y'all talk about, Cindy and others. So that's interesting. There could even be just, I want to say you're going through some part of your life here where it's, you know, at least this point in time in this reading, I feel like I'm picking up the energy for somebody here who's in the chrysalis stage. You're kind of like, you're not that cute little caterpillar anymore, and you're not that beautiful butterfly. You're like this goopy stuff inside the chrysalis. You know, you haven't had the opportunity to shine. Something's not shining here for you yet in a transformational process. Transformation isn't beautiful. Transformation can be difficult. I really feel like, though, that there's something here about you being self-conscious of perhaps the aging process for yourself. Maybe you are feeling like an ancient one. How does this block shape the course of your life? Give with gratitude and grace. That was hard to hang on to. That was kind of weird. It might be difficult to do that right now. It's true. The way that card was difficult for me to hang on to. You know, you're going through a difficult time. And it's kind of what I'm seeing here. You're going through some sort of a change in your life that isn't the easiest point in the change. It feels awkward. You might feel awkward. I want to say that I kind of feel like some of you might have gained some weight. Some of you might have gained some weight. There's something going on here for me in this reading about the physical parts of you. And I don't know if you're looking in the mirror, you're being more critical, or you're seeing things that weren't there a couple weeks ago, a few months ago, a couple years ago. Maybe you've looked at some old pictures of yourself. Because too, this feels like to me, like with the other thing that I'm getting with this card is somebody who's, the turkey's big. The turkey is big, and I'm not saying you're turkey, and I'm not saying you're big. I'm just saying that there's something here about physical body feeling bigger. So I don't know. Honestly, I do feel like you've put on weight, and you're trying to be as graceful as you can. I'm getting that. You're not feeling the most attractive right now. I'm not, if you are, this is not your reading. I don't want to put it out on you and make you, oh my God, you're right. I don't know, maybe I should look at myself. Don't do that. Don't do that. Because you might also be not feeling like, maybe you've gone through some sort of major change in your life, a big adjustment. Maybe you have come out on the other end and you're kind of living a new aspect of life here. But you're like, you know, I hear all about this glow up stuff, Cindy. I'm not getting no glow up. I don't know. I kind of feel like when that's happening, it's important to start thinking about what you're putting inside of you and not focus too much on the outside, you know. The inside has to be healthy before the outside does, and you'd be surprised how much that can start to affect the outside as well. What can you activate in your life right now? Wow, surrender to now, the moth. You're not the butterfly right now. I don't know why. It could just be where you are in a cycle. Wow. You want to be the butterfly. The butterfly flies during the day. The moth flies during the night. And surrender now is also like, kind of like the moon energy, what the universe and the divine have in store for you. I don't know. You're in an unknown here. And you feel like, you'd rather be in the sunlight. You'd rather be in clarity. But you're finding yourself in the darkness, in the mystery, in the fog. Honest to goodness, guys, it really does feel like you're the goop in the chrysalis. How can you move away from your worries? This and that are true. So you are the goop in the chrysalis. You once were a caterpillar, and you will be a butterfly. You can go through a transformation, and you may not come out on the other end feeling the way you thought you would feel, maybe. Or looking the way you thought you would look. And I don't know what that is. But it's here. Koi fish spirit. It's at the bottom. Wow, you have 3 at the bottom. That's a lot. Because I think the most we've had is 2 maybe this week. It's mostly been 1. Okay, porcupine spirit, time for beginner mind. White raven spirit, trust in the magic. Koi fish spirit, there's always enough. So y'all are coming into some sort of new beginning here. And maybe there's even kind of like a lull, you know, like if you've closed some things off in your life, because you really get that. Like it's very cyclical, the butterfly and the caterpillar and all of that type of energy. And so maybe you've come out, but you still know where you're going. It's like, I'm still flying around at night. What is going on? Everything is closed off, but where's my new beginning? Trust in the magic. There's enough. You need a beginner mind here. And the beginner mind is not having a lot of, right? Beginner mind and trust in the magic. It feels very like childlike in a way. Not anticipating a lot of defeats. Not anticipating a lot of roadblocks. Going in with a fresh attitude. Doesn't feel like an easy thing for you to take from me to say right now with what I see here. It does not feel like transformation is beautiful for you. Or something. I kind of want to say there's a little bit in here of picking up expectation, you know, like with this butterfly spirit is kind of the block that I've got in the Libra reading, which was really interesting. It was kind of like things that are said, told to us kind of in the spiritual community about manifesting. And, you know, there's almost like a sense here of, well, it hasn't happened that way for me. And I don't know, it could be like the glow up, like maybe you've removed yourself from a lot of toxic relationships or commitments in your life, and you're finding yourself on the other side. And I don't know, it's almost like looking at yourself in the mirror and saying, I've gotten older in this process, Cindy. I have not glowed up. Well, I want to say that all the wrinkles, all of the gray hair that we have, I love that you're getting the ancient ones with this, because to me, that shows character. It shows somebody who's lived. And why is it showing that we've lived? Life is a gift, right? We live in a society, though, that's part of the problem, a society where that is not looked at as ideal. I mean, everybody in front of a camera is getting, well, I'm not, but getting Botox and this and that and that and this. You know, do what makes yourself feel good, but I don't know. I kind of feel like every wrinkle I have and every gray hair I have, I've earned that, honey. If you got a problem with it, that's your problem. My problem. That's kind of how I think you should feel. But anyways, I can't tell you how to feel. I'm just going to pull cards and see what Spirit says. It's probably wiser than what's coming out of my mouth. Woo, Lord. I'm just making some room here because it's a big spread. That's interesting. That's going to take me a minute. You got the Five of Wands, the Emperor, the Fool, and the Lovers at the bottom. Just curious because you have the Empress over there. So I'm trying to see if there's a connection yet. I'm not sure. But there's definitely something here about competing and coming out on top. Competing, coming out on top, having a fresh start, and having choices. Oh, your cards. All right, let's look at this. Now, this is interesting. Area of your life you feel the most disheartened or blocked in. Transformation is beautiful. No, it's not. No, I'll tell you. Well, no, it's not necessarily. It's not meant to be. It's messy. Transformation is messy. You should probably have boxes of Kleenex around, some tubs of ice cream, some good books to get lost in. Because what I'm seeing right here is like, I'm looking at the raw aspect of a transformation. Seven of Pentacles, Page of Wands, and the Devil. This is like the way forward is having conversations with the most toxic parts of yourself. And it's figuring out a way how to... Now, there's what I just said, and then I feel like there's also something here about figuring out how to communicate either with someone who you feel like has a lot of control over you, but you know that this is something that you kind of have to do, right? To turn yourself in a new direction. It's facing something. This is the part about, I honestly want to say that this just feels like this is the part of spirituality that nobody talks about. You know, nobody doesn't want to go there. They just want to like sugarcoat it and describe it as the dark night of the soul. You're gonna look at things that you've built up in this life, and you're gonna like pull it all away. This is like all of the stuff that's missing in that. All the words that were not said is what you want to talk about here, or at least that's what the ancient ones want to talk to you about. I saw what actually somebody's short on the description of shadow work of a dark night of the soul, and I thought to myself, yeah, you know what it is. It's actually really done. She did like little drawings and stuff and talked about the ego and that. There was a few things I think she could have added to it, but anyways, I thought it was actually really well done. And it was, here's the thing, it was simplified. It was simplified. And that's the part here that I'm picking up that your ancient ones don't talk about, because that's the part that bothers you the most, is it's not simplified. It's not as simple as creating a cartoon on a piece of paper so that people understand it. No, this is feeling like I have to do the most uncomfortable thing in the world. And doing that makes me nauseous and puke in the toilet for 2 hours before I go and do it. Like that, see, that's the not pretty part. Or this makes my stomach in a knot. I have to go to the bathroom multiple times. It's like me before I go to the dentist. I'm getting better though. I never had anxiety before I started doing all of this. Anyways, I think I go to the bathroom again. I gotta go, and then I get there and I gotta go to the bathroom again. But that's it. Like that's like pushing yourself through something that you know you have to do, but it's uncomfortable. It causes anxiety. It brings things up in you that like there honestly could be, there's purging. I feel like there is a sense of even physical purge that goes on with huge transformations, and you could sweat it out. You could have an upset tummy. You could have diarrhea. You could sweat out and stink, like, you know, like, because you're sweating out toxins. The body is an organic home, and when that organic home has been holding a lot of shit, and then you got to get it all out, it's gonna stink. Like there's something here about trying to work through the shitty shit that nobody talks about. That's what you're sitting in right now. I don't feel good. I don't look good in this right now, Cindy. I'm going through a huge transformation. My life is falling apart. Everything that I thought I knew and I wanted, I don't. But you know what? My identity is connected to that, and my body's having a difficult time of adjusting. I'm having a difficult time of adjusting. It's real. It's real, right? Transformation is not beautiful. Let's just say it. Let's be honest. It's not. And we have this need in our society too, right? It's kind of like well, it's sort of like the media, Hollywood, advertisement, anything like that. Not necessarily us, because I don't think society ever looked at things like that. Like I think the ancient ones were, you know, these are the people that we did look up to because they've learned, they've been there before. But now we kind of live in a world where, oh, he's losing half his hair, he's got gray hair, nothing, he's old and used up. Or even her. It's just, and actually, to be honest, that's something that's applied more to women than men. But it can be applied to both. And honestly, like we're meant to go through these transformations. I always find it very interesting and fascinating too, how as a species, we look at like even the graying of hair, even your hair turning gray and white. Oh my God, that looks horrible. But in silverback, or the silverback male of apes. Like that's the, whoa, look at him. He's got a silver back. Like that looks so pretty. That's like, it's distinctive. It shows his maturity and what he's gained. And then there's horse breeds too, where they start off almost black and then they start to gray out and then they're white. And it's just amazing, like watching this transformation in their fur, their hair. Like, why do we look at other animals and that's okay, but then we don't look at ourselves and that's okay? Like, it's weird, right? I don't know. Anyways, what I see here in the part that's like, yeah, it's not good. It's not pretty. So, how does this block shape the course of your life? I am going to tell you how it's going to shape the course of your life. You are going to find the people who really like you, the people who really matter. And those are the people that don't care if you have an extra wrinkle. Those are the people that don't care if you have more gray hair. Those are the people that don't care if you put on a couple of extra pounds. And they don't, they shouldn't. I don't think anybody that I really like, I couldn't care less how much weight they put. Although, I mean, if they put too much on it, then I would be worried about their health. You know, there's that. But if somebody's like, you don't have a six-pack, you know, I don't know. This is honestly, I want to say, give with gratitude and grace. You're really recognizing who's worth investing in. In friendships, you have the Ace of Swords, Six of Cups, Three of Cups here. So this is really recognizing who's worth investing in here, who is really real soul clan kind of energy, getting together with these people. Because I want to say with the Three of Cups, there's a sense, right, of coming together with a group of people or friends that you haven't seen in a while. It's a reconciliation energy. And if you've gone through a massive transformation and you know you look quite different on the other side of it, and you haven't seen some people that you do want to continue to have in your life after a lot of things have been pulled away, you're gonna look different. You know what? You're going to know with the Six of Cups, it doesn't matter. I mean, maybe even some of you are going to like a reunion or something like that. And you're like, I have less hair. Like maybe the guys are like, I have less hair than I had 20 years ago. I got a bit of a belly, some wrinkles. And the women are like, well, things are a little droopier than they used to be. I got a few more wrinkles. You know, I know it's a really funny reading because it's kind of talking about the parts of us that we might consider vanity, but the vanity exists in all animals. Birds are always, you know, grooming and pluming themselves, or pluming, right? And like cats are always grooming, like, because you do want to, that's part of looking after the temple that you house, the temple that you've been given. And the temple changes, cracks form, things shift. I just see here, like, yeah, you're gonna, and it's probably, maybe you were, I want to say too, you might have been someone who was quite attractive in your earlier years. I don't know what's going on here. I'm just, in terms of what society would think is, because I feel like photos might not do justice to people when they've transformed. If you feel like, you know, I'm coming out a little bit older on the other side of this. But people's souls, and that's the part that I'm getting right here. Your soul, you know, the deeper part of yourself, it almost starts to show through more clearly than it did when you were younger. And you can think about that too. As people get older, their skin tends to get thinner and more fragile, right? And you see the more vulnerable parts of them. It's the soul, but the soul's journey here is to carve a path, make some choices. And those choices in that path that it took to get there start to appear on the body, which makes it even more genuine than it was before. I really like how this is shaping the course of your life. So, what can you activate in your life right now? Surrender to now, honey. Just live in the now. Live with, I don't know. So maybe you're going to look better than you do now. I don't know what's going on. It's really funny. Maybe you're just having a bad day. Maybe you're having a bad week, a bad month. Maybe, I don't know. I'm going to give you a little tip here. It's one of the things that so I've always been very active, and I've never really, I shouldn't say that. As I've gotten a little older, into my 30s, I've started kind of working out, but I go back and forth with it, and I do different physical activities. But I've always, I was naturally born thin with long legs and never really had to try hard to be in shape or look good. And I did go through a stage in my 30s where I was like, whoa, what is happening? You need to start putting cream on there. And then being a little more consciously aware of my body and fitness and how everything changes. But then, in the last little while, I've started to recognize, there are different ways that you have to look after yourself. And I would say that I probably put on a little bit of weight in the last 4 months, because I've recognized, it's not so important how I look on the outside right now. It's more important how I am on the inside and how I feel on the inside. Like, almost just like there's some things that need to alchemize here, and working out isn't the best way to do that for me. Like, I need to get more sleep. I need to work on stretching. I need, there's just things that you need to do on the inside sometimes until it starts showing up on the outside. But I almost feel like there's something here like that you're in kind of that stage that I maybe even kind of found myself in the 30s. Like, whoa, I'm going to put a little effort in here because it's not just natural anymore. But it's cyclical, I think it's impossible not to maybe have regrets. I mean, I don't know, too many. Try. But, use your body well and enjoy it. It doesn't have to look perfect. So what can you activate? I'm saying surrender right now. Just live in the now. You have the Queen of Wands, the Page of Pentacles, and the Six of Wands. I kind of want to say that there's something here that you can do, right? Well, we're talking about almost like youthfulness in a sense. We're kind of talking about youthfulness. And here we have a Queen of Wands and a Page of Pentacles. And in the success in this is almost kind of like wear your experience, wear it with confidence. Kind of show up for others too. Because, if you wear your experience and you wear it in a way like, I am beaten, life has beaten me, look at how I look. I want to say, like, any young people around you, you might even perpetuate the idea that I should be afraid of getting older. No, there's empowerment with getting older. There definitely is, right? Show the success in this. And this is even like stepping up and being a leader for those that are, I guess I would say, are younger than you. This is something that you can activate in your life right now, is to be a leader through example. But you have to be, confident in how you're showing up. But I guess it's easier to say that than to do it. Because if you're struggling with it, there's something that you have to naturally work through on your own. But yeah. So, what's over here? How you can move away from your worries. Oh my God. I wasn't sure how to read this until now I know. I think I said that when it all came out. I was like, I don't know how to read that. Now, I do know how to read that. Because look at this. You have the High Priestess and you have the Empress. And then you have the King of Wands. So, this and that are true. Because I want to say the High Priestess is like, I would call it maybe the crone energy. And the Empress is just that, is the mother. And then the Page would even be kind of like the maiden, right? This is combining two elements here. You know what I really like about it? You can be weathered You can, because this is ancient energy, the high priestess, but then the empress is like abundance, growth. She would be someone who is considered fertile. So you're not leaving a fertile period in your life, right? You can be both of these energies. This and that are true. You can be older and you can be sexy. You can be wiser and you can be beautiful, handsome. You can be, like, you can. This and that are true. Then there's some interesting realization here. And with the King of Wands, like, this could even be speaking to some that are even more masculine in this energy. Because that's also something, it's almost like the media has sucked as much out as they can in terms of targeting feminine, females, women with the need for beauty and youth. And they've been more and more targeted towards boys now, right? And men, young men, and maybe even older men. But I kind of want to say, like, you're not, you've got a few good years left in you, Capricorn. Got a few good years left in you, my friends. So funny, right? You gotta, that's like the reading. That's what this is. Okay. You got a few good years left in you, my friends. All right. Transformation is beautiful. Oh, God. Empress and the King of Wands. But it is. The King of Wands is seasoned. He's been around a bit. He's done a lot of stuff. The Empress, this is beautiful. I just kind of want to say that I feel like it's almost as if you've been through something and you feel like you should look or feel this way and you don't. Like, okay, what's this Page of Wands and the Devil? The Lovers and the Five of Cups. There could be a fear here of being negative. Maybe feeling like you've made the wrong choices. So that could be a point that you're sitting in sort of some sort of transformation where you are looking at that and going, I've made some bad choices. I've made some choices that weren't for my higher good. But then the trick is always really to look at, well, what did you learn in that? You learn something in everything that we do. And then if you can learn something, then you can move forward. If you can't learn, you're just going to sit there and try to figure out the lesson. And sometimes it takes longer than not. But yeah. All right. How does this block shape the course of your life? Well, you're learning who is valuable in terms of giving. You're learning to govern yourself in a graceful way. It doesn't matter how much weight you've gained. Stick out your chest, hold your head high. Give with gratitude and grace. The Chariot, the Six of Swords, the Knight of Wands. What I like about that is it's leading you into how you can what you can activate in your life right now is to surrender to the now, to live in the moment and not think about the future. So honestly, you're really also being told not to think too much about the past and just exist right now. Don't compare yourself to the past. Don't compare yourself to where you hope to be in the future. The Six of Cups and the Three of Cups. The Nine of Cups, the Six of Pentacles, and the Four of Pentacles. There's a little bit of a dream on hold here. Something has to happen in the physical before something can be produced in the physical, which makes sense. So until a dream can be like materialized into the physical, something has to happen here. And that makes sense. Like, so that's why you have surrender now. Just in the process. That's the best thing you can do. Live in the now as easily and thoroughly as you can. So the Five of Swords and the King of Swords, the Ace of Pentacles, and there's the Three of Cups. Okay, so this is the thing that needs to happen. Somebody, I don't know, this could be some sort of written agreement. Like something has to be cut out and it needs to be kind of like in writing and finalized with the King of Swords. It needs to be clear. Something needs to be very clear about cutting something out here. So I don't know what that is. If somebody needs to be clear with you, if you need to be clear with someone else. And then there's hope for a new day. And then there's that energy that I feel like you want to get to now, but you can't. The Queen of Wands and the Page of Pentacles. The Eight of Wands, the Page of Swords, and the Queen of Swords. Well, it's funny you're getting all these queens together right here. It's definitely about watching until something becomes very clear. So you kind of have to do that with the surrender now. And that is bringing you to your victory. I just feel like lately, I feel a bit like a broken record. As a tarot reader, just hang on. I feel like something came into the Sagittarius reading, almost like somebody new or something new that I've never read before. Guys, get some friends to come to the channel because y'all drive me nuts. Keep telling you, gotta wait. Okay, Six of Wands. So I know you guys get frustrated in those readings too. Well, you know, as a reader, I should like to see something new. The Fool and the Three of Wands. So it's coming in, but it has to be fresh. There's literally something here that has to be cut out, and it has to be very clear about that. And I don't know, maybe it's something that you don't have any control over with surrender now. So, yeah. Just be in the now, Capricorn. It's the best thing you can do. Don't spend a lot of time looking in the mirror either. I don't know why that's coming up, but it is. And, you know, I guess we all have that. We all have that. It's a little part of your ego. Not to worry. Not to worry, because this and that are true. You can be seasoned and you can be beautiful. You can be seasoned and you can be handsome. The High Priestess, the Ace of Cups, and the Knight of Cups. Wow, this is really beautiful. This is like spiritual. This is very spiritual love. Very spiritual love. Love from the universe and the cosmos. And taking that and sharing it. The Empress. Temperance. And Justice. Well, there's the alchemy right there. There's the, like, something transforming. Something transforming and striking balance. This is striking balance between what can be created in the cosmos and what can be created here on Earth. And you are part of that process. So the cosmos are creating through you. And because you're an organic entity, that does have a little bit of wear and tear. The King of Wands. The Seven of Wands. Oh, the Ten of Swords. And the Page of Wands. There's some kind of an ending here of your ego, but you're defending it a little bit. I kind of want to say too, I don't know, it's just a personal opinion, but it's just a personal opinion, and it's just a personal like maybe too. Although sometimes I see like people that have gotten much older and they're dyeing their hair and it is like a brilliant black, or you know, you do it, I guess, do what makes you feel good. But when the whole body is kind of weathered, it looks really weird. It looks like you're trying to be something you're not. And I don't know why I'm just like, so, okay, so what I'm seeing is I'm seeing like a really old guy with bright brown hair. Like, that is not, I don't know. It's weird. It's just a weird energy that's come into this reading. I've never done anything like that. But hey, it is what it is. Because there's something here about the ego and how you show up and looking really attractive and trying to defend that with the Seven of Wands. But then the Ten of Swords comes in and it's like, listen, no. I think it's okay to accentuate your better parts. I think it's okay to play up on those and dress appropriately that it does that. But there's something odd here about not accepting the beauty in how you are weathered. So, oh, look, we have the Sun at the bottom. And you got the Knight of Pentacles to the Sun. Hey, this is a road that takes some time. The Knight of Pentacles, it's a road that takes some time. But it's the hard road, the long road is the road to... What do we have here? It does look like Mother, Maiden, Mother, and Crone, doesn't it? In that Sun card. Yes. The triple energy. All of that coming within yourself. Well, I never know what I'm going to get into when I do these cards, and here we are. So, Capricorn, I'm going to go do the extended. In the extended, I'm going to look at the cycle you are leaving, the cycle you are entering, what the energy or the focus is for you in that void between those two cycles, and then advice for you. Thank you so much, Capricorn. Until next time, do be gentle with yourself, especially when you're looking in the mirror. Bye.